that's where I started. That was my threshold. I grew up in a household that was largely dysfunctional. I grew up visiting my uncles in prison for various reasons. My parents are not together. They are divorced. And every single one of my mom's brothers and sisters, she's one of 9, has served some time in prison. So that was my normal growing up. And when I got out of high school, I had this idea that because I was black, I must be a Democrat, because anything else is oppression. Anything else is people that are white supremacists, are racist, are sexist, the same thing that you're seeing happening in the news every single day. What I ended up discovering, I was actually, after spending, I had $100,000 in student loan debt, and I didn't finish with a degree because my loan got declined in my senior year, and my family just couldn't afford it to put me through school. So what I ended up doing was keeping my head under the ground and working really hard in New York until I could pay down my student loans, and I wanted to launch a company. When I started working on that piece of technology, it was early 2016, and what I discovered while doing that was that the Democrats were spending money, that they were launching a campaign on Twitter where they were pretending that they were real Twitter accounts. So let's say you work for Black Lives Matter, but I'm a troll account, but I put in my heading that I support Trump 45, right? And I'm so-and-so from Mississippi with 2 kids. They were troll accounts that were being run by white liberals, and they would go to the Black Lives Matter chapter and they would say, die, 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 nigger, or they would find a woman and they'd say, I'm gonna rape you and kill you. So that was my aha moment where I realized that racism was actually a theme that was meant to keep black people enslaved, right? I realized, wait a second, people that are pretending to protect us are actually creating and perpetuating. It wasn't Russian bots. It was a funded, okay, yeah, sorry. You're right, okay, you're right, okay. You're right, so when I understood that, yeah. Okay, so Mandy, just to get back to the point and focus the discussion, and I would appreciate if no one shouted. When I realized that I saw that these accounts were fake and that they were going around attacking black people to create this narrative that Trump was a racist, a sexist, a misogynist, it was my aha moment. So I started to question everything and say, wow, how many times have I so easily bought into the idea that something was racist before examining anything? So as I started the pursuit of knowledge, which was going to things I would never read, Breitbart, I thought that was a white nationalist publication. My Bible was CNN. At the time when I was reading this, the main editor was Milo Yiannopoulos, and if you Google him, it will tell you that he is a white supremacist. For those of you that don't know this, he's married to a black man.
He's married to a black dude.
He's married to a black man. Okay. So Mandy, just to stay with me because they're gonna do what they're gonna do. That's a very weird thing to call somebody a white supremacist that is married to a black man. He's gay and he's married to a black man. So at the end of the day, I had to say, Now, they could have called him a lot of things. They could have said they disagree with his ideas. They could have said this or that, but they were sticking this label so that I would never read what he was saying or what he was doing. As I journeyed on and kept seeing that, I saw this everywhere, and I started to understand the publications that I once trusted, like the Washington Post and CNN, were lying about people that were just trying to come out and speak about different ideas, okay? It's the exact same thing now that Charlie Kirk's brand has grown. If you read anything about him, it tells you he's a white supremacist. I just had an article written about me yesterday. Now that you know my background and where I came up, in the environment that I came up in, calling me a white supremacist, which is it's insane to me that they would even do that. So to me, the ideas of racism and white supremacy are being used to block black people out of ideas that could potentially benefit them. Okay, and those ideas are that we do not need the government. Black people do not need the government to do anything. We keep accepting government handouts and government dependency, but at the end of the day, they're creating a narrative because they never, ever, ever want us to get off of it. Exactly.
Hey everybody, this is Charlie Kirk, founder and CEO of Turning Point USA. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Turning Point USA.